Welcome back to Bible Shorts, episode 151, Mark chapter 11. Well, last week in Mark chapter 10, we ended with Jesus fast approaching the city of Jerusalem and healing a blind man called Bartimaeus just outside the city of Jericho. And Bartimaeus came along with Jesus and the disciples as they continued on their journey. As they approached Jerusalem and came to Bethphage and Bethany at the Mount of Olives, Jesus sent two of his disciples, saying to them, "Go to the village ahead of you, and just as you enter it, you will find a colt tied there, which no one has ever ridden. Untie it and bring it here." Jesus said, "If anyone asks you, 'Why are you doing this?' say, 'The Lord needs it, and will send it back here shortly.'" They went and found a colt outside in the street, tied at a doorway. Some people standing there asked, "What are you doing untying that colt?" They answered as Jesus had told them to, and the people let them go. When they brought the colt to Jesus and threw their cloaks over it, he sat on it. Many people spread their cloaks on the road. Others spread branches they had cut in the fields. Those who went ahead and those who followed shouted, "Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the coming kingdom of our father David. Hosanna in the highest heaven." Jesus entered Jerusalem and went into the temple courts. He looked around at everything, but since it was already late, he went out to Bethany with the 12. And Mark doesn't say it, but we're guessing he's staying with Martha, Mary, and Lazarus. Now, the next day, as they were leaving Bethany, Jesus was hungry. Seeing in the distance a fig tree in leaf, he went to find out if it had any fruit. When he reached it, he found nothing but leaves, because it was not the season for figs. Then he said to the tree, "May no one ever eat fruit from you again." And his disciples heard him say it. Then, on returning to Jerusalem, Jesus went back into the temple and began driving out those in the temple courts who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of the money changers. He overturned the benches of those selling doves and would not allow anyone to carry merchandise through the temple courts. And he taught the people, saying, "Is it not written, 'My house shall be called a house of prayer for all nations,' but you have made it a den of robbers." The chief priests and the teachers of the law heard this and began looking for a way to kill him, for they feared him because the whole crowd was amazed at his teaching. When evening came, Jesus and his disciples went out of the city. In the morning, as they were returning to Jerusalem, they saw the fig tree withered from the roots. Peter remembered and said to Jesus, "Teacher, look, the fig tree you cursed has withered." Now, some Bible scholars think this might just be a parable about the destruction of the Jerusalem temple that will happen in about 40 years. The fig tree representing Israel or the temple. And Jesus' reply now is somewhat confusing. He says, "Have faith in God. Truly, I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, 'Go throw yourself into the sea,' and does not doubt into their heart, but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them. Therefore, I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. And when you stand praying, if you hold anything against anyone, forgive them, so that your Father in heaven may forgive your sins. Well, first of all, Jesus is not teaching that mountains will literally throw themselves into the sea at our bidding. I mean, Mount Rainier is safe from the whims of a praying Christian, right? Nor is he saying that we can have anything we want if we just ask God for it and we believe. He seems to be saying something about faith and prayer and the power of God. You know, for God does always answer our prayers. Sometimes the answer is yes, and sometimes the answer is no, and sometimes God's answer is not yet. You know, whenever we have a situation that feels like an enormous mountain, a situation that seems impossible, you know, we are to pray boldly. We are to be courageous. God is the God of the impossible, and nothing stands in his way. And we are to trust that no matter our circumstances, nothing will be able to separate us from the love of God that is in Jesus. Then they came down from the Mount of Olives, went into the city, entered the temple, and as Jesus was walking in the temple courts, the chief priests, the teachers of the law, and the elders came to him. "By what authority are you doing these things?" they asked. "And who gave you authority to do this?" Jesus replied, "I will ask you one question. Answer me, and I will tell you by what authority I am doing these things. John's baptism, was it from heaven or of human origin? Tell me." They discussed it among themselves and said, "If we say from heaven, he will ask, 'Then why didn't you believe him?' But if we say of human origin," they feared the people, for everyone held that John was really a prophet. So they answered Jesus, "We don't know." Jesus said, "Neither will I tell you by what authority I am doing these things." What happens next? Look for Bible Shorts, episode 152. Mark chapters 12 and 13. Whose son is the Messiah?